You're old enough now. Time to find your own place. That's what my father said, his eyes fixed on the TV, not on me. My mother didn't argue, she nodded. After 25 years under their roof, that was how they dismissed me. Like an unwanted tenant, not their child. I laughed. A low, sharp laugh that unsettled them. "Why are you laughing?" my mother asked. I didn't reply. Because answers are cheap. And I had something far more expensive in mind. Growing up, I never had a home. I had walls, rooms, rules. They reminded me daily it wasn't mine. This is our house, our money, our sacrifice. Every corner belonged to them. The food I ate, the bed I slept in, even the air felt borrowed. But I obeyed. I studied, I worked, I built a career while handing over half my paycheck for rent. Rent in a house already paid off. They thought they were clever. They thought I'd always be their captive. What they forgot is whose name was on the deed. My grandfather left the house to me when he died. Not to them, me. I was 16, too young to understand the power of that will. But I kept the papers safe. A single folder, locked away, waiting for its moment. I never mentioned it, never reminded them. Why should I? Let them believe the walls were theirs. Let them feel safe. Until the night they told me to leave. That was their mistake. I didn't pack. I didn't argue. Instead, I called my lawyer. We reviewed the documents, confirmed the transfer. Title, deed, everything airtight. 3 signatures later, the house was mine. Legally, officially, undeniably. And the next morning, I put it on the market. A cash buyer appeared within days. Money moves fast when the property is prime. I didn't tell my parents. I watched them move around the kitchen, watched my father sip his coffee, watched my mother hum while folding laundry, all while the walls around them already belonged to someone else. It was almost poetic. The day of the sale, the papers signed, the wire hit my account. I finally spoke. We sat at the dinner table. I placed the folder down. You wanted me gone, so I'm leaving. They exchanged looks, confused. Good, my father muttered. That's when I slid the second folder across. You should start packing too. He frowned, opened it, his face drained. My mother's fork clattered to the plate. The deed, the sale, the final notice. You sold the house? My mother whispered. I leaned back, calm. No, I sold my house. You've been living in mine for 25 years. The silence was sweeter than revenge itself. Then came the panic. Where will we go? How could you do this? We're your parents. I let them talk, let them beg. And then, for the first time in my life, I said the words they used on me. Find your own place. They didn't believe it until strangers walked through the door, measuring rooms, discussing renovations. My parents stood frozen, watching their sanctuary slip through their fingers. The closing date arrived. They had no choice, no plan, no power. They were out. And me? I was already gone. I moved farther than they ever dreamed. To Monaco. A glass-walled maison overlooking the sea. $100 million bought me silence, privacy, freedom. No more rules. No more borrowed air. Just space that was truly mine. At night, I drink wine on the balcony and watch the yachts drift by. The Mediterranean breeze carries laughter, music, wealth. None of it feels foreign now. It feels earned. Meanwhile, my parents shuffle between motels and relatives' couches, carrying the bitterness of entitlement stripped away. They raised me reminding me of what wasn't mine. Now, they live with nothing that's theirs. I think back to that night often. My father's flat voice. Time to find your own place. They thought they were pushing me out. What they didn't know was that I was already holding the knife to their comfort, and all I had to do was twist. Do I regret it? No, because revenge isn't about rage, it's about balance. They made me feel like a guest in my own life. I made them guests in someone else's house. And now, when I close the door to my Monaco Maison, I breathe air that is mine, entirely mine. That is the sweetest sound of all.